Hey guys, welcome to the newsletter and the trade recap for the week. I've got the S&P chart up here and we're going to jump in. I'm going to show you a trade that we took last week in the main room. So this is the S&P 500 again. This is a Voodoo Tree Line. We've come up to it and we've hit it a couple of times. We did barely get through it right there, and then we spiked above it. I believe that was on Wednesday. New all-time high there, 78.16. Again, that's SPX. But we seem to be kind of having trouble getting through it, and we actually have gone below it today. I'm recording this on Monday, so we popped back a little bit below it today. But the trade I want to show you was a trade. Again, I posted this in my option income mastery room and also in the main room at Simpler, and it's a very simple trade. I did an end of the day trade, a 0DTE. I don't do too many of those. They're fun to do, but I don't do too many of those. But I did one on Friday, and let me show you what I was looking at. So here's the SPX. Again, if you look down here, this is the Wednesday session. See Wednesday. This is the Thursday session. Thursday. This in the black is the Friday session. These are overnight. That light gray is overnight. So on Thursday, we hit the all-time high of 78.16 that you can see there. And, you know, straight up and straight back down. This has been a tough market to trade just because of the wild swings that we're getting, and we're really not going anywhere. We've been in this kind of range bound, you know, back and forth kind of stuff, chop and slop. It's just really hard to trade. But I was setting up to do an end of the day trade here. There's 7,800. Now the round numbers, the big, so 7,700, 7,800, big magnets, etc. And then you have the 50-point increments after that. But I was looking for this thing to actually pin at 7,800 on Friday afternoon. And why was I looking at that? Well, we had just hit the all-time high there at 78.16 the day before. And when I posted this, it was, I think it was about here. It was near this low on the day. We did some simple math. I looked at the expected move. I looked at the charts. I looked at everything, and it said that we could get up to 7,800. I wasn't really worried about going past it, honestly. We were past it at the beginning of the day on Friday. We were over there at 78.10, so it was very reasonable that we would come back up to 7,800 or to that high on the day. I was not expecting to blow out and take that high out and all that kind of stuff. Just a pretty simple trade. So I just did a simple butterfly. Now the trade is already expired, but I did take a screenshot of it. I want to show you, and this is kind of how it works sometimes. We did a 7,800. Let me blow that up a little bit for you. So we did a 78, or excuse me, I actually did 78.85, 78.95, 78.05. So there's 7,800. I was just below this 7,800 level. Now this is, I'm on the East Coast, so this is 4 o'clock and Eastern when the market closes here. So we put the trade on, and we were down here, and we got to run into the end of the day, and you see this is the Voodoo Tree Line right there. And I think we bought it kind of down here, and we were going to run up here, and I thought, well, we're going to break through and this will be great, right? Well, we didn't. We got rejected there and came down and came back up, and we got through it. And I'm like, okay, we're golden. You see that little above the Voodoo Tree Line there? And I'll clean that back up. You see right there? And when we did that, we broke through, we were, I don't know, somewhere up here. This is actually the ES, a chart on the ES, but I screenshot this with the ES I wasn't paying attention, but the trade was in the SPX. So the T+1 line goes like this, and at one point the trade was up. It was not up that much. It was a small trade anyway, but it was up $500, or it was almost $1,000 or something. And I'll show you there's a method to the madness here, and I always price these things small when I post them in the room because I don't know what size accounts people are trading. You can size this up or down, obviously, if you have a $10,000 account or $1 million account or whatever. But I did 5 contracts at $1, so I have $500 of risk on here. And our max profit, if we would have pinned at the end of the day at $77.95, is $4,000. So risk 500 to make 4,000. That's pretty good. Usually don't get it all, but if you get half that, that's not bad, right? And we were in this trade like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. It wasn't very long. So I was trying to, it was moving very, very quickly. These end of the day trades move very quickly. They're not for the faint of heart. You can let them go and say, well, it'll either work or not, and I'm going to risk 500 bucks. And if it's up here, I'll make money. And if it's not, I'll just lose 500 bucks. That's fine. Just know what your risk is that you're putting on. But this is $1,000 if you're anywhere here, right? This is $2,000 if you're between there and there, $3,000 if you're between there and there, and then $4,000 if you're at the tip of the mountain up here, right? So anyway, that's the thought process behind the trade. I did the expected move, and it got us, I think we were at 85, and we had a 15-point expected move, which got us to like 7,800. This is a pretty good setup here. Again, it worked, but it needed to be scalped, meaning you did not hold this thing to the end of the day. And I actually posted this thing. When we got that filled at $1, I said, okay, let's immediately go in and put an order to close it at $3. So it's on autopilot for us, right? And that we never got to 3. We got close, and it started kind of coming back down, and we just could not get above this Voodoo Tree Line here, and we kept failing. So I posted again, and I said drop that down to I don't have it here in front of me, but I think it was $2.50 or $2.25 or $2 or something. So people got out here. At the end of the day, again, closing bell, ding ding ding. It was a scratch. So that was, all in all, it was a pretty good trade. We had a really good shot. We scalped some money out of it, 500 bucks, 300, 500, 700 bucks, whatever. We didn't lose any money. Even if you didn't do anything, you didn't lose any money, because at the end of the day, right there, now that's your break even on the trade. If you're sitting right there, you don't lose money, you don't make any, make $2. But anyway, that's the thought process of the trade. And if you want to see more like that, obviously join me in the trading room. We do these when they set up. They're getting kind of fewer and farther between than we used to. We used to get these like every day, and with this chop, it's I haven't seen a lot lately. This will pick back up. I think we're in a kind of end of the summer, slight volume. We don't have a Fed meeting this month. We're coming out of earnings season, so we're kind of in a chop mode right now. But anyway, I want to highlight that trade for you and show you that. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have questions. These are good trades. They're fun trades. They're very quick money, and most of the time they last 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, something like that. Again, I don't do them every day. I used to. I don't do them every day, but I do them when the setup is there, and I can make a good mathematical decision on the trade. So anyway, that's what I got for you. Hope it helps. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you guys at the next update on Thursday. Thanks. Take care.